Welcome to Team Stretch. Just a nice 15 to 20 minutes of your day. Move those tired, sore muscles, work on flexibility and strength. Today in particular, we will be doing core strength. So we're going to need a space to have. I've got my yoga mat here. We'll be primarily on the belly, knees, and back. No standing series today. So if you don't have a yoga mat, do make sure that you have some kind of cushion space, and you can always grab towels and blankets as needed. I've got Miss Pepper Jones here. I don't know if you can see, she's got a lovely donut around her neck. Little babe got spayed this week, and Cece is in her crate because she's still a puppy and a little bit too crazy. I did also put a little white cloth over here, so hopefully that contrast will help you to see my movements a little bit better. So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get started. And I'm gonna shimmy myself back to my mat if you'll do the same. And we will be starting off on our knees in Marasa Pose. So if this is not a particularly comfortable situation for your knees, you can always come to crisscross applesauce, or feel free to grab a pillow, blocks, blankets, whatever you got, and you can wedge that space between your heels as you come to sit between the feet. So really what we're looking for here is a nice, straight, tall spine. So think of drawing those low ribs in, tailbone kind of melting down, ribs stapled, ribs lifted, upper ribs, lower ribs down, lengthening out, right? Shoulders down and back. And much like Pepper here, kind of imagine that you have a donut wrapped around you. So when we think of core strength, we often think of those abdominals, which are just the front muscles here, the abs. We also have the obliques, side bodies, and let's not forget the lower back. So when you hear a yoga teacher say like hug to the midline or squeeze in, kind of imagine that donut shape, everything here just hugging in, lifting up. We'll begin our practice by letting go of everything leading up to this moment with about 3 rounds of cleansing breath. So I want you to inhale, lift the arms up overhead, maybe gaze follows. Exhale out through the mouth, hands to heart center. Do that once more. Inhale, lots of length here, lifting up. Exhale through the mouth and let it go. Last time, inhale, draw in that breath, reach the arms up like you're holding a ball overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Also, we're gonna come off of those knees into high kneeling so you can set your prop off to the side. Again, nice straight line here. Arms out like a T. Go ahead and bring them to touch in front of you. We're gonna go ahead and activate that core strength into a twist. So keep your gaze on your right thumb as you inhale. Peel that shoulder open. Your hips are going to follow, but see if you can use your core strength to wrap them back to the front. So both the hip points are facing forward. Nice length here between your arm spans. Exhale, bring those hands together back through center. Inhale to the other side. Gaze follows that left hand, left hip pulling forward, stretching through the arms. Breath or two here. With your next exhale, bring the hands back to touch. Flip the hands, crisscrossing them, and then lift them up overhead for a nice stretch. Drawing the shoulders down the back. Low belly in. So you might have this tendency to back bend, but see if you can kind of staple down. Maybe gently squeeze the glutes. Release the hands, shake them loose. Tabletop pose. Stacking hips over knees, shoulders over wrists. Again, we're still hugging that low belly in, just as we did seated. We'll find some movement for the spine through our cat and cow, so spreading the fingertips wide. Inhale, let the sit bones pull up, shoulders back, looking up. Exhale, rounded in, navel to spine without locking those elbows, really poof between the shoulder blades. Inhale, take it forward. Exhale back. Beautiful. Find a few more of these at your own pace. If you want to kind of stretch those side bodies, you can find some C curves, looking over one shoulder, back at the hip. few more moments here to even yourself out. If you took something on one side, find some balance. And we'll meet back into that tabletop pose. A nice neutral spine here, flat low back. For spinal balance. So inhale, extend that right leg straight back. Make sure that both hip points are level, flexing that foot. So if you want some more challenge, you can extend that opposite arm. I'm kind of dealing with some tendonitis issues myself. So I'm going to keep both hands down for a little bit more stability. We're going to find some cheetah crunches here. So here's your inhale. Exhale, just like your cat back, draw your knee in towards your nose and puff between those shoulder blades. Big breath in. Holding. Inhale, extend that leg out. We'll do 2 more just like that. Breathe in. Exhale, knee to nose, squeeze, push up the arms. Inhale back. Exhale, cheetah, knee to nose, squeeze. Inhale, last spinal balance, lots of length here. Release that right knee to meet left. Feel free to come off those hands. Maybe open and close the fists, or shake the wrists loose for a little break. And right back down to the other side, tabletop pose, left leg, spinal balance. Make sure that you're not opening up the hip here, leveling off, pressing through that flexed foot. For more challenge, you can extend that right opposite arm. Kind of works with your balance too. So we're not only focusing on the obliques, but this nice lower back. Setting up here, big breath in. Exhale, knee to nose. We're going to hold this one a little bit longer, squeezing in. Inhale, spinal balance. 2 more. Stay with the breath. Inhale. Exhale, cheetah. Inhale, extend. Exhale, cheetah. Squeeze and release. This time come up. You can lace the arms, find a little wave. Some figure 8s. Gonna give those wrists a break as we come down onto the forearms for forearm planks. I want you to extend the legs back. Notice the tendency to pike the hips up. I want you to drop those hips in line. Maybe lengthen yourself out as much as you need. Pressing energy out through the heels, through the crown of the head. Imagine you've got a block here between your forearms and you're squeezing in. If you're shaking, you're doing it right. We're gonna hold here for 5. Keep that breath steady. 4. In through the nose, out through the nose. 3, 2, 1. Come on down for Spanx Pose. So we've got our elbows underneath the shoulders or slightly in front of, so lengthen yourself out as you need. Pulling the hands towards you. Engage the obliques, the low belly. Imagine you've got like a little bubble of air here. You had an egg underneath your belly button. Get a little air pocket to kind of protect it. So pulling the shoulders back. Active legs, pressing down through those feet. And just let the shoulders drop away from the ears. So we're strengthening the low back. Finding a little bit of stretch, elongation of the front of the body. Stretching out those abs. So if you like, you can find some shoulder dips here, dipping one shoulder in, looking over the other. Play it out, see how it feels. Now for me, I don't feel a lot of this in just Spanx Pose. So what I'm gonna do is find a deeper back bend. So the key to healthy back bends is length and a little bit of strength, right? So we're gonna lower down. Bring the arms out, it's like your little spider arms here, right underneath the elbows. So first length, tailbone stretching back, crown of the head stretching forward. Strength, find that little belly bubble and then pull and roll up. All right, so now you got a deeper back bend here. Now try them shoulder dips. Dip one shoulder in, oh yeah, a lot more sensation. Whether you're staying down in Spanx, coming up a little bit higher, and a few more rounds, even yourself out. And we'll take a little break, coming all the way down. Go ahead and stack your hands so you've got like a little pillow here. Relaxing the forehead down, maybe shimmy the hips side to side, releasing that tension from the low back. You can also bend the knees and windshield wiper side to side. As soon as you find a little moment of reprieve, kind of notice the breath. If you found in those really strong core strengtheners, if you started to hold the breath, maybe the quickening of the heartbeat. Just gonna take this time to slow it back down. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose in equal measure. You bring the forehead down to the mat. And go ahead and swing your arms around by your side. So hands are facing up. We're just staying down for now. We're setting up for Locust Pose or Shalavasana. So we're gonna do this kind of one breath at a time. So finding length, stretching the crown of the head forward, the toes and tailbone back. Just start to inhale and float the forehead up. So we're just finding a parallel float. Roll the shoulders back, holding the breath. Lift up the arms with the exhale, pause. Next breath in, lift the legs up. You're finding full flight here. If there's tightness in the back, you can walk the feet a little bit wider. Just notice with that natural ebb and flow of the breath, the inhale kind of inflates the belly. You'll find a gentle lift. With the exhale, see if you can just kind of hold space, maybe you slightly descend. We're taking 3 full breaths here, in through the nose, out through the nose. Awesome, release. You can rest on one ear, come back to that crocodile, that just pillow of the hands. Oh, shimmy those hips side to side, release that tension. Let's take a cleansing breath, let that tension go in through the nose. Open the mouth. We bring the hands underneath the shoulders, lift yourself back up. We're gonna find that Verascent Pose. Just find a neutral position of the spine before we counter our back bending and a forward fold. So again, straight spine here. Let's just find a little roll of the shoulders, release that tension. And take it to the other side. Let your right ear fall toward your right shoulder. Rolling through center. Left ear to left shoulder. One more rotation, just like that. Both sides. Let your chin roll in towards your chest and lift your gaze. From here, we'll be adding a shoulder stretch. So we've got 2 options for you. If you know that your shoulders are tight, you've had frozen shoulder, any kind of impingement or injury, I want you to stay upright. Again, you can come to crisscross applesauce. This isn't working for you. And just simply take one arm across the chest and pull it in, relaxing that shoulder down away from the ear. Okay, so we're going to do that to both sides in just a moment. So there's your modification if you need it. Otherwise, we can come down into child's pose, enjoying that counter for our low back. Knees can be together for more release of the back, or you can bring the knees a little bit wider to get into those inner hips. So from here, we're going to take one arm across the chest, and then you can come to rest down on the ear facing the same direction or the forehead. So I've got this opposing hand just kind of facing forward. For the most amount of sensation, however, you can round that shoulder. It's kind of adding that weight onto the shoulder that's pinned underneath, or feel free to kind of thread between your legs. So if you try that and it doesn't feel good, please try that upright position. We'll take about 3 breaths per side, maybe closing the eyes, settling in. Gently bring your right hand underneath the shoulder. We're going to inhale, twist, peel that arm back up to the sky, and release. When you're ready, go to the other side, whichever variation you're taking. We're going to inch that arm across the chest. You can rest on your temple or forehead. Always check in before you add, something that's going to make it more intense, as sides are different. If you want more sensation, you can take that arm and round it, or thread it between your legs. 3 or so breaths here. Left hand underneath shoulder, go ahead and peel it up. All right, for those of you that took this seated, go ahead and make your way into child's pose for a few moments here. So maybe you can play with the opposite variation if you've already been here, knees together versus knees apart. Just enjoy that rounding of the low back. Another option would be to come into tabletop and just roll through some rounds of cat and cow. And just call this yogi freestyle, whatever you need to reset. With your next inhale, gently make your way up. We're going to cross the ankles and come down onto our backs for the rest of class. So scoot your hips towards your heels and go ahead and begin to recline. Hi, Pepper. All right, so shimmy those shoulders together. We want a nice flat back here. So maybe lift the hips, pressing your belly button down until you feel that connection with the earth. Lift the legs up overhead, ankles in line with knees and hips. Points, flex, roll those ankles. Right ankle's gonna go over to left for some little crunches here. So I want you to take your arms straight to the sky. So sometimes when we grab our neck, we're kind of curling in, creating a little bit of tension there. So I want you to think rather of lifting the heart and the hands straight towards the sky. I'm going to do 10 of these. Ready? Inhale, left, 10. 9, keep those legs straight and strong. That's 7, 6, 5, flex the feet, 4, just lifting the heart, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Release the head and shoulders. So we're going to bring that left leg down. Right ankle is going to actually cross over for a little hip stretch here. So you can stay or thread through that keyhole, taking a couple of breaths. Enjoying that balance of both your strength and your surrender. Release that foot down, arms like a T, getting ready for a twist. So we're going to cross both these legs over into the left. You can ground that foot, or you can cross with the knees for a deeper twist of the spine, looking over your opposite shoulder. Stretching out those side bodies, lengthening the hip down, rolling the lifted shoulder back to the mat. Cleansing breath here, in through the nose. Open the mouth and let it go. Use your core strength to bring those knees back to center. Uncross the legs to the sky. Left leg over right. So we're going to do that to the other side. Arms up, feet flex, legs strong. Low belly pressing down. Low back flush with the mat and lift. 10, 9, 8, 7, stretching straight up, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right leg down, left ankle crossing over that knee for your seated pigeon. You can stay here or draw it in for more sensation. Just a few breaths here. Anytime you need that cleansing breath, feel free to take it. Unfurl the arms like a T for a twist to this side. So crossing, either keeping that foot straight down or crossing at the knees, looking over your opposite shoulder. Hip is lengthening down. Breathing space between each rib. Roll that lifted shoulder to the mat. And cleansing breath here in through the nose. Open the mouth. Use that core strength and draw the knees back towards center. Uncross this time. And just find a little low back massage. Keeping that low back nice and flat. Maybe some circles. All right, yogis. We've got just one more core strengthener here. Promise we're done with crunches. But we are going to lift those legs back up to the sky. So little yogi hack here for you. You draw your shoulder blades together, just kind of shimmy side to side. You could take that L shape of your hand and pin down the hands. We want the back completely flush with the ground. It's going to activate those low abdominals here. And we're going to do some leg lifts. So kind of check in here. We'll try one leg at a time. So deep breath in. Take your full exhale to draw that left leg down in an L shape just to hover. Inhale back to the sky. Right side, full breath in. Exhale to hover. Writing that full exhale down. Full inhale back to the sky. So we're going to try both legs. If you find with both legs that you're kind of bowing the lower back, then just do one at a time. So we're going to do this in thirds. Big breath in. Exhale the legs down 1/3. You point the toes. Low belly pressing down. Holds. Breathe in and exhale 2/3 down. Low belly, low back flat and holds. Full breath in, exhale just to hover slightly above the ground, holding here. Full inhale back to the sky. We're gonna do it again. You got this. If you don't, one leg at a time, whatever you can do. Big breath in, lower 1/3 and holds. You got this. Big breath in, exhale 2/3 and holds. Big breath in, exhale just to hover a few inches. This time lift the head, shoulders. Take a look down at those toesies. And we're just gonna pat it out like this for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let it go. Whew. Release those hands, arms wide, legs wide, deep breath in. Bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. Feel that heart beating beneath your palms. And relax. All the work is done. Come back to the breath in through the nose. And out through the nose. Release your hands by your side. Draw the knees into the chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Maybe rock side to side. Use all that core strength you just created to roll up and down. Might feel good to find a few rounds, a little bit of play. And finally back to an easy seat. Hands to heart center. Find a soft gaze or close the eyes all together. Both the light and the dark that reside within me, honor and recognize that within each and every one of you. Namaste, yogis. You have a great rest of your day.